let's go.
All right. So first map, Infernal Shrines.
Who would have guessed that in NGS we go to the most popular NGS match
Pretty much.
map first?
So we have the Div B West quarterfinals matchup here between Unemployed Gaming, Roll1 Esports. This is a first seed versus an eighth seed, and we're on Infernal Shrines. So, in case you missed the bans already, we saw Unemployed Gaming banned both Sky Foundry and Braxis Holdout, and Roll1 Esports banned Dragonshire and Tomb of the Spider Queen, and Roll1 Esports had map pick. Unemployed Gaming, being the higher seed, was able to choose, and they chose first pick for this first game. Then the loser will get the choice after here on out. And so Roll1 took us to Infernal Shrines here. So for early bans, we'll see both of these teams confirmed in the map bans and whatnot have scouted each other. And I don't actually know what their record was in the regular season, but
Roll1 Esports.
well, just
record?
their head-to-head matchup for the round robin stage.
Oh, they actually faced each other their last set of the season. It was 2-0 for it's 2-0 for Unemployed Gaming.
So we see Roll1 Esports banning Sylve. Rexpa is known to play Sylve and known to be a pretty strong player on the side of Unemployed Gaming. They have chosen to ban ETC, which is, based on my drafting knowledge here or whatever, one of the top 3 tanks that Roll1 Esports likes to play. I know Rock Your World is definitely played a lot of ETC this season.
I think I've seen him land more 4-man moshes than I've seen him miss moshes.
The Alarak is interesting because each team has played Alarak, but only one game each. So it's an interesting thing to ban there. And Roll1 Esports choosing to ban Ragnaros. That is the top offlaner on the side of Unemployed Gaming. And they first picked Johanna. Always a strong pick on Infernal Shrines. Just recently got some interesting changes on her block talent at level 1.
Yeah, she's just strong in general. Like, how do you really kill her? She can kind of solo frontline. She works well with other frontliners. Just an easier to play around with.
We see Anduin, also a high up healer for them, and Kel'Thas. That's their first and second most played for DPS and offlane. We might see probably not another mage, so they'll probably go like Raynor, Vala, or Falstad for their second DPS there.
Yeah, they've been going Kel'Thas as a team for like 2 years now. He's not broke, why fix it?
And similar to Johanna, where it's just good shrine clear, just good wave clear. He's pretty solid generally. So.
Oh, they went straight for my heart.
Yeah, the Ragnaros. Sonya's an interesting pick. They have played her, but not a whole lot. So they were targeting offlaner a little bit with those bans, so they go ahead and pick up the offlane before that can get too choked out. And they pick up Ana. They're known to play either Li Ming, Jaina, Orphea. They've got a couple things that they like pairing with that Ana, especially from mages. So
Sonya with Anya on this map is a secret OP pairing actually. If Sonya goes to E talents at 4 and 7, just healing off the shrine, and Ana throws a nade at her, even if she's at no health, she'll suddenly be at full health.
So I think it's interesting that Roll1 banned Greymane when they just picked up the Ana, where to me they're kind of showing that they're at least going to go some sort of mage that I would expect to pair with the Ana. And so in terms of their second DPS, with Sylve already being banned, really their main 2 other DPS they play are Zarya and Greymane as far as non-mages. So if they didn't want to go double mage, they have choked that out to being kind of like a mage Zarya pairing at this point, unless they're going to pull out something brand new for playoffs here. And then the Leoric ban, kind of following up the offlane targeting. Rexar is a common pick on the side of Roll1 Esports, so they weren't too choked out there. They also play Dahaka a fair bit, so that could have been another option for them there. They do go with the Garrosh. With ETC taken, their other main tanks are Anubarak and Garrosh, so that's a common pick. I think it's interesting to try and pick the Garrosh when you know they're going to pick a mage, and Jaina is still up. That I think Jaina is pretty good into Garrosh, so I think that's a smart pickup on the side of Unemployed Gaming. And they take Hanzo to round it out since Greymane wasn't available. Makes sense to me. It gives Johanna a good engage tool with the Dragon Arrow there, since it's a little bit hard for her to engage on her own. Makes sense to me.
Also both DPS picks kind of just counter Garrosh pretty
yeah,
hard.
Hanzo is definitely solid into Garrosh as well. Phoenix is interesting.
Hmm. I don't know about that. I don't know if like that pick. That's like the X factor pick
Yeah, it
maybe,
could
you
be.
know? Like I can't tell if
Um,
that's genius
it
or
doesn't
just
really.
off
It's
the
not
mark, you
bad
know?
into anything. I am probably known for my Phoenix plays, so I'm pretty familiar with like the counters and things like that in terms of drafting here. He can work fine. I mean, it's helpful to have more wave clear, and I think he can probably pressure the Ana and Sonya a fair bit. I would be a little bit worried about him if he can't peel the Sonya off of him, but I think with the Anduin he should probably be fine, and the Garrosh ally throw as well. So I think it should be a solid option for him.
I feel like they both went. I feel like one team went to, get you to be on their side. One team went for me because, I got
Of
Sonya, my
course, you
one trick. You
have to
got
split the
Phoenix, your
caster
one
bias,
trick.
so
Yeah, man. I guess I'm pulling for
there you
Unemployed
go.
Gaming.
I am probably pulling for
Um,
Unemployed Gaming overall
I
due to my predictions, but I love a good game 3, and I love an upset, so I will be happy either way.
so I get to be the unbiased
Exactly.
caster. I will say Rexstar's an underrated hero on this map and just in general. I know they like to play a lot of Rexstar. I think they have multiple Rexstar players even.
Possibly, yeah. I think both of these teams do regularly sort of have 2 or 3
Yeah.
subs that they rotate in and out. I will go ahead and introduce Unemployed Gaming here. On the left side, we have Rexpa playing Jaina. This is Covey on Johanna, Nathan on Ana, Bridge to Death on Hanzo, and Sturge on Sonya.
And on Roll1 Esports, we have RE1 Rock Your World on Garrosh. We have Velvet on Anduin, Big Beard on Rexstar, Poe on Kel'Thas, and Zad on Phoenix. And right away I want to notice that, do you see what Garrosh picked at level 1? Unrivaled Strength.
Yeah, a little bit of an unusual talent there. Phoenix going Arsenal Synergy. He is a man after my own heart. Hanzo going for the Scatter Arrow level 1.
I think that's the new meta talent with the Q nerf
Interesting.
on
With the AoE damage reduction on the level 4 not being as good to go Q build. Makes sense.
On a similar note, the Warpaint on Sonya, I always
Is
like
that
that
the
talent.
block talent?
It's a very...
Oh, interesting.
No,
The
that's the
Iron Skin.
Ahales.
cooldown.
Yeah,
Oh, and on Warpaint for some
pairs
reason. Yep.
really well.
So
Pairs really
Unemployed
well with
Gaming
what they're
did
going
get
for.
ahead on the early rotation here down to bottom, and Covey is zoning them off of this bot lane rotation pretty hard, so I think they did miss 2 of those minions there, and they're going to probably do the same thing as they try and rotate back up to this mid lane here. Check in on top lane real quick. Sonya got chunked down to half HP pretty early on, but she should be able to heal it up over time just fine.
Yeah. Rexstar's losing a lot of mana on that, so that's going to be a little hard to sustain.
They elected to just sit Phoenix bottom instead of trying to keep up on the rotations there. I'll have to mute my mic real quick.
Unemployed Gaming's doing a good job clearing the waves, getting the advantage. They've only missed maybe like 2 minions on the rotation so far, and they've denied a ton. That's just the power of Jaina. Right now we have both teams doing the camps. A level 1 pretty standard. Now I'm just wondering who's going to go for that bottom camp or go for a gank first. To me, that's what's really going to start the early game going. Okay, we got Garrosh going bottom, just clearing bottom wave standard.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
And we got Hanzo dueling Phoenix over there. Hanzo's winning. Wow, Hanzo's winning hard. Surprised Hanzo isn't stepping up more.
Yeah, Hanzo is pretty strong into Phoenix for sure. He is able to poke the shield pretty consistently, able to make sure he can't get too much regen on that, and he is quite fat, so you can get some good scatters on him. And he will definitely outrange Phoenix for the most part, unless you've got those Arsenal Synergy bombs ready to trade out.
Zad's doing a good job not eating all of the arrows, which, my Phoenix would do. And meanwhile, top lane, it looks like we got not a gank per se, but some lane
Yeah, I think both
pressure
teams
up
are kind
there.
of rotating topside, possibly looking for the gank, but both offlaners playing pretty safe, and they're probably just gonna each elect to just get their own bruiser camps and head down to the objective here. I think Unemployed Gaming is a little late doing this. They might be a little late getting down to the objective here, and Hanzo might lose a couple of those minions to the tower. I don't think Phoenix is gonna really have time to do this camp, nor do I think it would be very safe. but he might try and sneak it here.
I was gonna say Rexar was low on mana, but he backed. But I think right now they should get right on the objective on Unemployed Gaming.
Yeah, they do see them clearing mid, so they're probably feeling a little bit unsafe stepping up there. But yeah, no real punishment on the side of Roll1 Esports starting that objective, even though they did have the lead starting on it here. Johanna's trying to step in. Yeah, getting a big condemn there, but
Brave.
Rexar going down, stuck in the blizzard. Excellent sleep by Ana.
That was a good combo of Sonya Spear and Rexbaz just dropping a
For sure. Garrosh, ooh, almost got a throw on the Hanzo there. That was really close. I think they might... Well, they're actually ahead on the minions still, and they almost got a kill on Sonya.
Man, Sonya got chunked really
Good throw into Rexbaz. She should probably die there.
That should be Rexstar falling right there.
Nice safe fort by the Phoenix.
And I think just off this, that Roll1 Esports is about to win the first objective.
They might still look for another re-engage here. Looks like everybody's kind of tapping before they are ready to go looking for that. Yeah, I do think Roll1 Esports is going to be able to get up to 40 here. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. And so Unemployed Gaming is probably going to back off, ready to defend that.
That looked like a classic. That looked like the classic mistake you see a lot of times in team fights, where you get a kill and then you just keep going in and you die. You know, you lose somebody, you lose 2 people, you lose 3 people. And honestly, Unemployed Gaming was lucky to only lose 1 instead of, 2 or 3.
They have to be... Ooh, if that Garrosh throw had actually gone onto the Johanna there, she should have potentially been a kill, but unfortunately he did get the minion.
I didn't even see what he threw instead.
Yep.
Oh, he threw a minion? I didn't even see it.
No real kill pressure off that first Punisher jump, but they can... Well, they're not really going for it off the second one either. They're just going to secure the fort, get the well probably, and take some camps on the way out.
And they get the fort now. Meanwhile, Rexar's doing a pretty decent job double soaking, but he is behind Sonya in that matter.
Yeah, the Roll1 Esports Bruiser camp did get a little bit of a push onto the top lane wall there, so 1 tower and the wall did go down. Looks like an invade, almost kind of not going to happen quite on the bot camp there, but good defense.
Rock right there did the right thing. Just sitting in the bush.
Good anchor.
Being the bush. Throwing him out.
Probably going to see a deja vu here on this siege camp now.
Oh no, Sonya's coming to gank. This is going to be a 5-on-4. Oh no, Roll1's
good call for them to back off.
Unemployed Gaming.
Yeah, they don't really have their DPS in range to really follow up on the engage by Sonya.
Good ally toss by Rock and good pull in on the
from Ender for sure.
By Velvet.
So looks like they're probably going to give up their siege camp for it.
The good thing about blowing those cooldowns now is that at least they're going to have them up by next objective.
Uses the vision arrow to
but now here comes
the well. The throw over the wall into the fort on Sonya.
Oh, and the throw over.
That is unfortunate. She's going to go down.
And Sonya's gone.
Phoenix has to be a little careful here. He's stepping into Rex, but pretty hard. Is going to warp out. It's probably a smart call. This camp has been pushing this whole time in bot lane with the catapult here, but they're going to go clean that up. Rexar had come down in case, but
they did lose. Roll1 did lose the well mid there, but overall that was really well done by Roll1. They kited properly. They went in properly.
They definitely made the right call. After didn't really get punished on their almost overextension on that first siege camp, and they're able to go back and take it for themselves. So good play by them. Rexar pressuring this top lane still did get the other tower onto Sonya there, and Roll1 is up level 10s here, so I think Unemployed has to be a little careful. Good throw onto Sonya. Root didn't hit, and she can just unstoppable her way back to the fort safely. But they're getting a good push with this camp. Really no damage on it. So, if Jaina can't step up to drop a blizzard on it, that should be Johanna dead. Yep, good pull again onto Garrosh. That was probably very close to the 80-second cooldown on that one, coming up the second time, just in time. They're probably going to get the well.
I'm not sure if he would have died if they hadn't done that, but I
agree.
Not taking chances.
Why risk it?
That was an instant.
Good sleep.
That was an instant taunt by Garrosh. That was really well done. You could tell he was probably yelling for that at his team.
So I thought they might just back off and go for the bruiser camps here, but I thought the objective would come up a little bit sooner than this, so it looks like they have time to get the fort here. There we see the objective popping up. Jaina is sitting in this bush to see if anybody rotates a little bit unsafely. Face check in there, but Roll1 smartly going the safe way. Not going to take any chances, as long as they've built up a lead now.
The one thing to note going into this objective is that Phoenix is not going to have Purification Sablo for this. That's the only significant cooldown that's missing, other than Anduin pull, which is about on a similar timeline. That'll be up in about 20 seconds.
Sonya did solo the other bruiser camp on the side of Unemployed Gaming, so those are going to be matched in the top lane. Roll1 Esports did push in the mid lane there, so they're going to have a bit of a better setup.
Sonya just immediately popped Wrath. Good
Ooh,
call.
Hanzo arrow. Good block
Sonya's kind of in there.
on
That was an arrow.
the Misha there, helping it out. And good light bomb.
Misha got
So they only need to stall for 5 more seconds, and then Purification Salvo is ready. And that could potentially pick off the Ana in the backline, or Sonya if she stays low.
Nano Boost is still up.
Good taunt and root and stun onto Johanna. She should probably go down here. Phoenix needs to be very careful to get this Purification Salvo off before he dies.
Oh, Sonya
turning it around, getting the kill. Ana barely surviving that. Jaina picking Garrosh off in the backline. This teamfight is all over the place, and everyone's on like 10% HP. Wow. That was close, but well played by Unemployed Gaming there. Somehow, everybody pretty much staying alive. Oh, Jaina with great flank. Yeah, he has no stun to peel that.
Doesn't even need the Q.
And Unemployed Gaming also has their Bruiser Camp pushing the top lane now, so Sonya's going to go probably clear mid and then maybe clear a wave bottom. Rexar's about half a wave ahead of her there. And they're probably going to get this full mid fort here.
Having that extra camp is such a big macro advantage there, because now they're basically
for sure. I think they probably would have wanted Phoenix mid lane here. They don't really have any damage. Good unstoppable by Garrosh.
That's an arrow, and the arrow gets eaten by the unstoppable.
Jaina did use Welly for that, so this is a frozen Punisher, so they are able to step up pretty deep on this fort here. Good throw by Garrosh.
Rexar throws out his bars.
And Johanna's body blocked real hard there. Wow, goes down. And there's the second stun. They might not lose this fort, actually, if they can clear this wave fast enough. Oh, it does still go down.
Unemployed Gaming just stepped way too far up there without their Sonya.
So, good defense by Roll1, though.
I don't think they got enough macro pressure out of that.
Losing a fort, not the end of the world. They are still up a full fort, pretty much. And Unemployed Gaming is going to get the double camps on the bot side. Phoenix trying to trade this siege camp. He's potentially going to be able to get invaded there, but it looks like they're not really going for it.
I would have personally on that push wanted to see Sonya go top and just Wrath and just hard siege up there.
So Phoenix did go warp at level 7, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but we'll see if it gets some value from it.
Sonya went ruthless at 13, which I don't hate. But,
all the rest of these talents
I just
look pretty standard to me, I would say.
Yeah.
Not seeing anything too extreme.
Hanzo's holding us 13.
Goes natural agility there. Ana is as well for now.
Double up on Garrosh. That's a little off meta, not too much.
Johanna sitting in this bush, scouting the rotations. No gank gonna come through on top lane. Johanna can probably safely walk away here.
And Hanzo a ninja assassin. So he's gonna be all flippity.
They're gonna clear the camp out mid lane. Jaina Blizzard can of course do that pretty easily for them. Look, they're just probably gonna chill, just soak some experience, try and hit level 16 before the next objective bot side here. Maybe look for a gank on this Rexar on the side of Unemployed Gaming here.
Yeah, what I want to see is who's going to go for the ganks, who's going to go for the camp invades, who's going to sit in the bush.
Very quiet.
This is the part of in the mid-late game where you get to see all the crazy
everybody's
stuff
just going to leave
like
with nothing eventful happening. Phoenix needs to be a little careful stepping up that far, yeah. Johanna could just bless shield out of that bush and he might go down. Yeah, for sure. Although they have been doing a pretty good job at body blocking those with Misha or Garrosh especially so far. This wall is down on the top lane, so Roll1 could potentially look for a dive or even a push on this top fort.
Sonya's stuck.
Boars come out. Garrosh has throw,
He's
Q.
stuck,
He has a taunt, but he probably doesn't even need it. No, Sonya's going to go down.
Yeah,
they should probably get that fort for free.
They're just going to stay here and get a fort.
Phoenix can tank it for a little bit, warp out, not really take too much damage. They have a full wave here. Yeah, I don't think they need to back off here. They can secure this.
I think they take the camp
yeah,
too.
Might as well. While you're in the neighborhood, you know?
Meanwhile.
Unemployed Gaming on the bot side, gonna try and cheese out a well here while they're
ignoring
losing.
Yeah, they're
probably worse on the other side of the map, but they can't really contest, in their opinion. So.
And 16s are about to come in line too for
definitely
Roll1, which is gonna be huge. If they want to, they could siege here. They could absolutely.
They're gonna get this
wall.
Camp down here. Rexpa and Hanzo gonna go ahead and recall probably to defend that top camp and look to soak 16 before the objective here. I think they're probably going to have to give it on the side of Unemployed Gaming. And in the meanwhile, they're going to get their own Bruiser Camp now.
And one talent I want to note at level 16, not really a non-standard talent pick, but Faint Death on Rexstar. I want to see how he uses that talent, if he uses that talent, because that can change a game if you use it properly.
Phoenix,
you know, to dodge a significant
going Arsenal Overcharge is pretty unusual. It does mean your warp is off cooldown more often, so that's one benefit. Yeah, I do think Unemployed Gaming still has to give this here. They're gonna have built up too much of a lead. They already almost have 30 minions on this, but Unemployed,
they're
trying to engage here. Yep. Good Hanzo arrow body blocked by Rexar yet again.
Good taunt. And they turn
Jaina's
right
getting some good damage
16.
out on the back line. Oh, Phoenix gets interrupted on the salvo there and
Phoenix
really chunked, but good ally throw.
Sonya's in
Light Bomb comes out, doesn't really get too much done.
You got Light Bomb.
Oh,
She's able
Phoenix
to live.
trying to get the Sonya.
I think does Rexpa die?
Or
no.
the salvo out again, but Jaina
Wow,
ice blocks it. Doesn't get the lock on.
Barely ice blocked that. The only problem is top lane's
Kaltos
right now.
could poke in for a flame strike here and steal this. Yeah, but he's trying, but he's got to be careful. He's not really looking for it. There's one. Okay.
He got one.
Oh, the scatter from Hanzo. Absolutely disgusting. Sonya's pretty deep here. She might actually get picked off by Phoenix and Anduin here, but they don't have enough CC, so they're going to back off. Meanwhile, this Blizzard camp got the entire top keep wall, by the way. So that probably has to be dealt with before Unemployed Gaming pushes too far here. I think they could have potentially held this one at 39, gone back to deal with that camp. Well, it's hard for them to hold at 39 because it can be taken away if they're at 39, I guess, as well.
And now
so
there's 2 turrets top, too. But they sent Sonya back to defend that. But the problem is they're not going to be able to get keep with this
that makes
now.
sense. So, yeah, probably holding there was
And they
call.
just used Blessed Shield on Misha. That was a little questionable.
Misha can get healed up, it's fine. Hanzo looking for those cheeky scatters off the wall.
Communication.
Now Misha's probably going to go down. Yeah, she gets a stun out, but I don't think that was worth it.
There's the Vitam.
Johanna getting thrown in.
Kobe got thrown over the wall.
Salvo interrupted for about the 4th or 5th time this game.
That was a really good arrow. That arrow
yeah, Phoenix needs to be a little careful. He's tanking a lot of those laser damage. Alright, he's fine. So Bruiser Camp got about half of that top keep there. Unemployed Gaming gonna go ahead, take some more camps. Meanwhile, Roll1 gonna clear the camp that was already pushing mid lane. Just got a tiny bit of damage on that wall. And they are still ahead in XP. Forts are roughly evened up now. They do have a little bit of a structured lead still on the side of Roll1 Esports there, and still about half a level in XP, so they are still ahead for 20, so they don't need to play too crazy here. Gonna go ahead and clear that camp in the bot lane. And
Roll1 sees Sonya top. I think they're looking for this gank here, but the problem is they're going to be in vision. So Unemployed Gaming smartly just rotates top where they already have waves pushed in and just decide
I don't think they really necessarily have a necessity to fight before 20 here. So I think
we're back at the level 1 rotation basically.
They'll take a free gank if they can find it, but if they can't, it's no big deal. Unemployed Gaming probably going to try and trade out this top fort here just to get that off the map and even things up in terms of map control.
And it looks like Roll1 is thinking about answering them.
Yeah, they can potentially look for a flank here,
and
but Hanzo Arrow going to scout that out, and they're playing pretty far back and pretty safe. So they do protect the fort, but nothing really eventful happens. Both teams, I think, know here that probably the next fight is going to decide at least who loses a keep, but could potentially mean the game. So they're going to play it safe, wait for level 20s, and try and take a fight where they have the advantage.
If I'm Unemployed Gaming here, actually, I cap this camp now and then I go invade.
Yep, that's definitely a call you can make for sure.
Roll1's about to hit 20.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they're not going to get 20.
They do not want to fight you for the camp, so they would probably give it. They did take the camp and they were holding cap on it. Now they cap it. Yep.
But they choose to run away.
Both
Sonya's
teams just
soaking bot. They're hoping
playing
that
it passively.
Can catch them up.
Roll1 Esports probably smartly realizing that they could potentially be invaded there, so they are going to take it. They do hit level 20 in time if an invade was going to come through, but I think they felt like, let's just get this off the map before we bait ourselves into fighting over something that we don't need to.
And it looks like Roll1's going to focus the top of the map. I think they're going to just try to take that keep.
I think you are correct. So Unemployed Gaming is going to get these recalls coming through. I think they can burst this keep down before the defense can probably come through. And then
The only problem is Sonya's just clearing the last minions. So
if Roll1 Esports gets hit by another Hanzo arrow or something here, they could potentially there could potentially be a fight here, and they are a far ways off from being able to get out safely. So yeah, they're not even gonna go for the keep. They're just gonna back off and start the objective. They probably want to clear the camp in mid lane first.
So looking at level 20s, we didn't really see anything that wasn't standard on Roll1, but on Unemployed Gaming, that's Striding Giant, the Wrath of the Berserk upgrade on Sonya. You don't see that too often. It does give it an unstoppable for that last 2 seconds on a 30-second cooldown, which could be really big into Rexar and Garrosh.
And this is the second time I've seen a Phoenix go secondary fire at 20. That will help him peel and pressure the Johanna and the Sonya a bit more, and it makes his level 16 make a bit more sense.
And there's the arrow.
Good dodge by everyone on Roll1.
This is...
yeah, Sonya is kind of just all alone in the middle of the enemy team here, and she's taking some damage. Hanzo also gets chunked out pretty hard.
She got rooted.
The salvo goes off, not interrupted.
Sonya's getting really chunked. If she gets stunned one time, down. She's down.
Welly is out, and nanoed.
Rex was right.
And
Rex
Nano's down. Didn't really accomplish
now,
anything too big from that.
Rex was looking for a flank right now, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think even if he gets a pick off on the Kael'thas or the Phoenix here, nothing too bad can happen. Phoenix warping in aggressively onto the Rexpa. He's taking a huge chunk of damage. He pretty much gets 3-shot by the by the Jaina spells there.
And Rexpa's still running.
Yeah, I don't understand how Rexpa's going to get out of this situation here. I think he is stalling, prolonging the inevitable. And yeah, I think it was a good call by Roll1 to hold that at 39. They had no real reason to let Unemployed Gaming clear their Punisher in the meantime while they were chasing down the Jaina. So a staggered death this late in the game is pretty rough. They could potentially even...
Losing Jaina is the worst case scenario too, because that's
yeah, for sure.
most of their anti-siege damage. So this could very
they have to
easily
be careful on this jump as well. Johanna trying to bait it over the wall. I can't tell if that went over the wall or not. Okay, it did. Well, the wall is down anyway.
No,
so
it did not.
Doesn't really matter too much.
Walls are mean.
Rocky World does get another throw on Johanna. I don't know.
The throw into this.
That's unstoppable.
Floors, and
Punisher with the follow-up alley-oop.
I think this is
this
game.
should be game, I think.
If they
at the very least,
I think this is game. They might also lose.
Yeah, they get 2 keeps out of it, so
yeah, this is definitely game.
And I think having another staggered death
that's going to be 3
should mean the end of this one. Punisher jumps in. There's the throw onto Sonya.
Another good
She's
throw.
able to spin, heal up a whole bunch. Good Hanzo arrow.
Oh,
yep,
that arrow
definitely
landed.
Pretty huge. Phoenix is respawning here. I think they should be able to just oh, huge blizzard from Jaina.
Oh,
huge combo from the nano boost Jaina there. But Punisher is going to finish it off. That was a close one. Could have almost turned that one around on the core, but Punisher was able to finish it off.
I'm always scared on core calls because when I call for them, half the time it fails, and the other half the time it almost fails it doesn't fail because we run away.
Taking a look at these stats here, I do think I'm going to agree with you. I don't think the Phoenix really got a whole lot done in that game. It was pretty rough seeing the salvos get interrupted in a lot of those fights, and it felt like he was just very squishy and vulnerable into the Hanzo and the Jaina especially. And he did pressure the Sonya pretty well in that last fight, but I don't really think you needed Phoenix in order to do that. I think you could have used some other options there, and he didn't really help them out too much in terms of wave clear or anything either. So I think that could have potentially been a better pick, but well played by Roll1 Esports. They were able to seal it off anyway and get the win in this first game. So
yeah, and they also got the win down in kills, down in damage, but way up in soak. They were just soaking. Like you look at everyone on their team was soaking except really like was soaking and actively clearing waves except Garrosh, which is generally what you want to do, and they were just doing that much better than the other team. And then they got on top of the objectives and peeled better on the objectives which gave them a big advantage for the fights. I think I also want to say that I think the clear MVP of that game was Velvet. Velvet on Anduin was one of the only 3 people who didn't die. His pulls constantly saved his teammate. I don't think he had a single pull that wasn't, at worst, almost great. and just his healing, he just landed a lot of clutch heals. He light bombed almost always at the right time, and that's really light bomb's really hard to land. I thought that was a really impressive Anduin game. The whole time I was just like, wow, he's landing some good heal. He's landing some good CC too, like with his roots.
And I am not.
Was there anyone else who stood out for you?
I mean, I think the Hanzo and the Jaina kind of both in combination. I think the Hanzo landed several good arrows, and then Jaina gonna look impressive when you're getting the nano boosts, but did also just have some solid flanks in those games and got some good picks, especially on the backline, that they were able to keep them in the game, I would say. So I don't know yet which. Oh, there's the lobby is up. What map are we going to here for game number 2? Looks like Battlefield of Eternity.
Alright, so I wonder what the strategies are going to be on this map. This map, I don't know what it is, but recently I've seen so many more strats on this map than I used to. Like before, it used to be either you race or you team fight. Now there's, siege comps. I've seen all kinds of siege
So I
comps.
believe Unemployed Gaming did choose first pick again, so this map was picked by Roll1 Esports.
I'm seeing gank comps. I saw another weird comp the other day. I think I saw like a full-on shield comp too. What I'm interested to see is like what heroes teams are going to prioritize for race. Like I would expect in Div B, because from what I've seen of Div B, there's a lot of
Yeah, I will
Artanians.
also echo what Veggies is saying in Twitch chat here, where the Garrosh was definitely also very good. He got a lot of solid
Yeah.
throws on, especially Johanna seemed like that they really struggled, the Johanna player, into that, where he was able to somehow get the throws through the Unstoppable, which normally seems like a bit of a struggle for Garroshes to be able to do, but that one didn't really have any struggle with it, so I think that was.
Timing out CC on Johanna is like one of the hardest things for frontliners to do. I know, like I'll be like I'm holding the stun for it to be over, then I throw it out a little too early or a little too late. And he was threading the needle there, and I don't think he missed a taunt either, which is, it's kind of hard not. It's usually you're gonna land those taunts, but not missing one is pretty good. It does make it a lot easier. Huh. When I think of this map, I just keep thinking like, how are we gonna win the race and how are we gonna siege? So I wonder what these teams'
Yeah,
mindsets are
this map
going
is
into
definitely a
this.
little bit more interesting in draft. Mages are a lot less common of a draft pick here, just due to you want the more sustained single target damage.
Except
Yeah,
Li
Li Ming is
Ming.
kind of the main exception, I would say. Um, Jaina,
Chromie's
Jaina
sort of an
sometimes as
exception, but
well,
not a
but
lot of people play Chromie. Problem with Jane is you just get up there and you're dead.
so yeah, both teams do have pretty heavy mage players. Jaina, Li Ming, Orphea, I think are both pretty common picks. Kael'thas as well, as we saw in that last game from both sides. So yeah, it's a bit more common to see more of the auto attackers. Hanzo probably possibility again. Greymane, Rainier, Vala, as we already mentioned. Sylvanas probably going to get banned, but that is another solid option here. To
Man, Sylvanas got to be nearing 100% like ban rate at this point. She's just taking over the
I
meta right
have
now.
been pushing that for a long time, so
I've been seeing her in my nightmares.
I'm happy to see her finally get the respect she deserves. Uh, so Anduin and Tyrande are both pretty high priority for the supports for both of these teams, and Tyrande, especially on this map, is also pretty strong, being able to use her mark on the Immortals for racing. So that's also probably going to be contested picks in draft. If I'm Unemployed
Oh,
Gaming, Garrosh is really strong here. He's able to get those throws and reposition people and things like that, keep them taunted into the boss stuns. So if I'm Unemployed Gaming, maybe I'm considering banning Garrosh here. I'm not sure. I believe they banned Alarak the first game. They've only played it once on the side of Roll1 Esports, so maybe you just let that go through. And I think you might want to ban out the Garrosh, but I don't know. What are you thinking?
right now I'm just thinking like, what are they gonna pick? Because like half their comp is like not really playable on this map. Like like you brought up Jaina. Jaina's not really that great on this map. Ana can be a little dicey on this map sometimes, depending on, how much dive the other team has, because, when you're near an immortal, like in the middle of the immortal area, there's no safe spot for Ana to be sometimes in a full dive comp. Kill Thos isn't usually a very high priority on this map.
Yeah, I did mention in the first game that Unemployed Gaming does also play some Zarya, so we might see a little bit some spicy things coming out here that we don't get to see too often.
I've been seeing Zarya more and more on this map. I don't know about her on this map though. She's like, I don't know, she's like hot or cold on this map for me. Usually
well,
cold.
I feel the heat,
Kind of like
so
Tass too.
I think she's more hot than cold more often. Roll1 Esports does also play a little bit of some more unusual DPS. They play a fair bit of Falstad, I noticed as well. So I don't think this is the best map necessarily for Falstad, but they might try something cheeky here, maybe a Falstad off lane or something. I'm being told that the reason we are not getting into game just yet is that someone is desperately needing to buy a Murky skin, which is entirely understandable.
Exactly. Well, it depends the skin. If it's
right.
A bad
I mean,
skin,
that goes without saying, of course.
So far your prediction seems to be right. Roll1 already won a game. It's very interesting that they just watching the first game, you wouldn't tell they were the lower seeded team.
No, I think for sure. And even mentioning the Garrosh, I said in draft he might struggle into a Jaina, and I don't think that was really true either. So I think that emphasizes it even more. That yeah, they definitely did not look anywhere close to out of their element or playing as if they're the lower seed team at all. I think they are definitely not some teams play very submissively, and they play as if they're the weaker team, and they're playing kind of to not lose more than to playing to win. So I think they definitely didn't really have that issue.
They looked like their front line and back line was working together better than Unemployed Gaming. I think that was a big difference. Again, it is worth noting Unemployed Gaming is the 1 seed in Division B West, and Roll1 is the 8 seed. So again, like that kind of upset.
Yeah, those really are big. Extremely uncommon. I don't think last season we saw any 8 seed upset a 1 seed. Maybe one, maybe I think. So yeah, that was if that happens, if they pull that off, that'll be pretty huge.
That's really I can't think of a single time.
So we do see Tyrande and Sylvanas getting out here.
We can blame ourselves for the Sylvanas ban, for leaking the Merc Queen strat that I had hidden for months.
I am 100% responsible. I do see the Garrosh ban coming out. I think that's smart.
Target banning. I like.
We do see generally the teams are able to adapt, especially the stronger, higher seeded teams generally better able to adapt as the games go on, and they're not afraid to switch up their scouting and ban strategies in draft and things like that if things aren't working. So I think that makes sense. We'll see what they go for on an early pick here. Probably a Greymane?
I'm a little surprised by the Tyrande ban. Because, like, I know, oh, yep, there it is, the Greymane. I was going to say, I'm surprised by the Tyrande ban because even though she's still strong, the cleanse moving to level 16
ETC, so that was their ban in the first game. And again, Rocky World, I think, has played a pretty solid ETC all season. I think he's played like 12 games of it or something, so they're not going to let him get that for sure. I feel like ETC is just really good. Solid pick, I agree.
Just out of bushes, he covers so much range, and it's hard to deal with that, especially with that long stun.
Yeah, with Garrosh ban, I would say their third tank is probably a Nubrek, but they got me before I could even predict it wrong. So Garrosh is coming in, or not Garrosh, he was banned. Diablo coming in here. Diablo also pretty strong on this map. The middle area of this map is very open, and so yeah, teams can get flanks. You can dive pretty easily, and it's a long way before you can get to safety behind a fort or your keeps there. So they are going to pick up the Ana again. They like those mages. Imperious.
I like Velvet on Anduin again. It worked really well last game.
Yep, he definitely had some great pulls to save people several times in that game. So.
Although I will say a problem that teams have, and I know I've had this at drafting, is you pick the same thing again because you won with it, and then you lose with it.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You have game 3 to adapt in that case if you need to.
Anduin's pretty universal.
They are going to ban Jaina. That's interesting.
Is something Covey
so
goes
they banned Jaina instead of the Li Ming here. even though I think Li Ming is probably the stronger and more likely pick on this map. I'm kind of curious.
If I were to ban a hero there, I would have banned Zeratul or Alarak. I think just to target Rex,
I think they might try and ban either Rexar or potentially Leoric here. Yep, there's the Leoric. Those are common offlane picks on the side of Roll1, and they do seem to want to target ban those.
I think they're going to go Rexar. I don't think Leo is very good on this map, and they like Rexar, and I've seen them play Rexar on this map plenty of times.
Yep, their other main offlane pick is Dahaka, so I don't really think they'll pick that here. I would expect to see a Rexar probably. For their DPS, I think they might try and go Vala here. I'm not sure what they'll pair it with, though. Potentially Raynor as well. They're going to pick up Kael'thas for now.
Again.
Makes sense.
So far this is 3 out of 5 of the last round.
Yep, Rexar, Anduin, Kael'thas, all showing up again. So here, I would expect Li Ming. I don't think he'll go for the Orphea here. That's his other main pick. We could see Li Ming Zarya? Zarya is pretty solid into Kael'thas. You're able to easily stack the shield energy off the bombs.
I get the feeling they're going to go Thrall.
Tassadar Vala. Okay.
No,
so I do think that was kind of a draft consideration where they think they're most likely going to go with Vala on the side, or want Vala on the side of Roll1, so I think they're kind of taking away the Vala preemptively by drafting it away there. So I think that's pretty smart, and I do think Tass Vala is pretty strong. I'm not sure that I like the Ana with it, but it's not that bad. It's fine.
One huge problem with the Unemployed gaming comp is that their race is really weak, but their team fight is really strong. Like, really strong.
Varian. And that has to be a Twin Blades, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Well,
it could
Colossus
be,
Smash?
No, it's gonna.
Yeah.
It might be Smash. Yeah. They're definitely going for the anti-shield with their team.
I'm not a big fan of the Varian pick here, but we'll see. I think he's going to struggle pretty hard into Tasvala.
Varian as a task counter is something I've seen in pretty much every div this season, ever since the Tassadar buffs about a week and a half ago. And I don't think I've seen it be very successful.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
The one thing, although I will say, in Davala, it's not so bad, but the problem is their main battery damage is Kael'thas, and he's not exactly a battery like Vala is.
Yeah, their burst damage is very delayed from Kael'thas, so even if they get like a Diablo charge and they get the Colossus Smash onto people, I'm not sure that they're going to be able to really burst kill anybody before like Tassadar can get a shield on them and stuff, so I do think they will struggle to secure the kills there, unless they can just get like a really good long combo going with like a Diablo charge, APOC plus Light Bomb kind of thing. So we'll see. On the side of Unemployed Gaming, we've got This is Covey on Imperius, Nathan on Ana, Sturge on Tassadar, I believe, Bridge to Death on ETC, and Rexpa on Vala.
And on the side of Roll1 Gaming, up 1-0, you got Rock Your World on Diablo, Big Beard on Rexar, Poe on Varian, Velvet on Anduin, and Zad on Kael'thas. And immediately we note that Rexar is the offlaner, not Varian.
Yeah, I think I expected that from draft.
I wouldn't be shocked if they swap partway through either, because Rexar can form in.
True, that's a good point. And that'll give them a little bit more maybe pick pressure without just the Diablo engage, that they can get a Rexar stun there. Especially onto a Vala, that could be a way that they get a kill. ETC gonna slide his way out there.
Right away, he's playing on their side of the map. Anduin. He's not afraid. And he can get away with that too, because their damage is really low with Varian, especially in early game. Early game Varian's historically probably the weakest character in the game right now.
Tanking like the living bomb exploding from the minions. Covey is getting very low early on, but Rexar is also nearly almost out of mana, so definitely going to have to keep an eye on that if that's going to go that aggressively back and forth. I think we see both of them using their well taps here early on. Bot lane shouldn't be too eventful either way, I wouldn't expect.
This game early so far is a tale of two lanes. Roll1's pretty hard beating up on Covey top, and then bottom lane they're hard winning bottom. Or hard losing
Unemployed
bottom,
Gaming definitely looks to have the stronger early game in this so far. ETC gonna get a good slide to make sure they secured the camp there. And again, I just don't think, I'm not seeing where the kill pressure on the side of Roll1 is just yet. Maybe they need level 10s, maybe they need a Pyroblast or something, dare I say it, in order to get those kills, because
I dare to
I mean,
say
I
it.
don't think Phoenix gets a whole ton of value on this map compared to something like Infernal Shrines or Volskaya, so it's maybe a possibility, but we'll see.
It
Yep.
blows up Anna. Poe goes in.
Vala will probably have Gloom spell armor for it past level 13, so shouldn't.
Right now, Roll1's just dealing with a classic playing into double support problem where you're like, hey, I chunked this here for half their health, and then they're fully healed, and they
Yep,
still
Imperius
have cooldowns.
gonna have to recall top lane, so he's gonna miss almost entirely
Rexar looking
that
to
full
gank.
wave there.
No, he's
Yeah,
just
we did see
hovering
Unemployed
mid
Gaming
back.
get the camp bot lane and get cleared pretty quickly and easily by Roll1 Esports. So each team, it's about 2 minutes 20 seconds. They're gonna go ahead and go for their bruiser camps now. It's pretty standard. They'll probably hold cap on these for about 2 minutes 45 seconds or so. See,
Not a significant advantage, but Roll1 does have a soak advantage, in part because of Rexar getting more soaked than Imperius, because Imperius backed.
so we see Roll1 cap there is about 5 seconds
So what-
earlier. Not gonna make a huge difference either way.
And it is Twin Blades.
Interesting, interesting. Ana's going for Debilitating Dart on level 4. That's an interesting choice. Looks like both teams are just fine to just race for the first half of this, at least. We see Tassadar going the lifesteal. I think that's pretty common with Vala. Diablo getting hit by an Immortal Stun there. Hate to see it. And Vala going Q-Build, of course, pretty standard on Battlefield. Rexar clearing out the...
Not gonna lie,
Shaman
if you
camp
asked
bot
me
lane.
which team wins race before this game, I would have no idea.
I would most likely guess the Vala comp, at least past level 7. I'm not sure in early game too much. Kel'Thas getting chunked pretty hard there, but doesn't go down. Looks like they're still just focusing the Immortal.
Rock's trying to step up. He should have his Q up in about 2 seconds. Is he gonna go in? No,
Immortal
they're
goes
just getting
down in favor of Unemployed Gaming.
Yeah, Roll1 should have committed and probably
Yeah.
Kel'Thas.
Roll1 had Rexar go
a
down to
bit,
clear
but
the
at least-
Bruiser camp, whereas Unemployed Gaming just let the camp naturally die to the towers there, so they did get a little bit of a 5v4 advantage on that Immortal, so they are able to win with it here.
That gamble didn't. That gamble paid off because the gate's still up.
Kobe nearly in bot lane
And
again.
now it's just a standard 4% push
Yep,
early.
they're almost gonna get that sidewall down. Come on, Bridge. There you go. just love tap it real quick. There you go.
One thing I want to keep an eye on is how
Good
many
boop and
stacks
slide.
Rexar
He doesn't
gets.
get charged back by Diablo. ETC able to save himself after he gets flipped.
I think they're gonna get the well and back out here.
It's pretty easy to get the well with
Bird's just doing a
Vala
lot of
Qs.
damage.
Tessadar can probably E. He should be fine.
Oh, and here comes a fat gank.
Got to be
Here comes a
careful
fat
going
gank.
this way into Diablo. They can really
Here
easily
comes
get a
Nisha
wall
power
stun in there.
sliding.
He backs off. So in the meantime, they did rotate Varian out of the bot lane, so they are going to lose some XP from Imperius pushing that in. They should probably go for this camp to try and secure it to even that up, but now it's 4-on-4.
Yeah, Rexar missed an opportunity there. If he held his W and was looking for Tassadar after that teleport, he could have gotten
DC
a kill.
getting the
Meanwhile,
slide.
top lane,
He held the W there, trying to cancel the Diablo
DC gets
charge,
the
but
slide.
Diablo was patient enough.
Rock's out of cooldowns. And just the double
Ooh,
support.
Rexpa going in
just-
deep here, chasing
they're
for
just
this
able to
kill.
run it down. Rexpa's going in deep.
Does get the double repeating
And the
arrows
power slide
onto
on
Kel'Thas.
Velvet's gonna go. Does
Velvet.
Velvet go down?
If he has the move speed, he looks like he's going to get away. Vala's chasing.
If
One more
Rexpa has
Q.
his- if Velvet
Yep,
has
he
his
gets
E,
it.
he could get it. One more hit.
And I think Unemployed Gaming is going to be able to take the top fort entirely off that. Diablo's got to be careful. He's going to get charged. He gets slept.
ET
Charges not really out.
About 2 more
Vala
auto
going in
attacks,
really
he's
deep
dead.
there. Gets flipped.
No, he gets the flip
Vala's
on
going to
Vala.
get killed by
Vala's
Varian.
No,
Ooh,
Vala
very
doesn't
close.
fall.
Gets out with just one auto. And now Varian has to be careful to get out here. ETC's going to get charged.
Varian had finished even one part of his High Queen's quest there. He gets the kill.
Yeah, Varian is low mana. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Kovi still kind of getting chunked out by Rexar here. Tough matchup for him, but he's doing all right. Meanwhile, top lane again, they got that siege camp, and they're just going to go ahead and recall in preparation for the Immortals coming back up. Both teams probably might try and do their bruiser camps during halftime, and probably try and soak for level 10 around there. Would be what I expect.
Big Brew's just doing a great job winning this lane. And Poe immediately is on the race with Twin Blades.
Yeah,
Varian.
both teams a little bit split here. Nobody going to commit too hard to anything just yet. Rexpa's, almost getting caught by the Rexar stun.
Looks like they're going for a
Kel'Thas
4v5.
almost gets picked off
Twin
there,
Blades Varian.
but no real follow-up on the engage.
So Twin Blades Varian is racing while the rest of Roll1 is looking to defend, playing really upfront actually.
Yep, they are getting this defense
Rocker
pretty
World
solid
might
so
be
far.
might be in trouble.
Kel'Thas getting stunned there by ETC, is able to get pulled out. He looks pretty safe here. Misha might go down, but that's not the end of the world. Here's Varian engaging in. Looks like they could go for a flip on some of the front line here. Looks like they might get both, actually. Kind of a weird split fight here. Good stun by Kael'thas. Vala is going in too deep and playing front line.
But everybody's low. Does Kobe go down? Kobe
Misha
gets a spear, but I think
Misha stays alive.
Good
Amazing.
flip by Rock.
Flame Strike almost
And
finishes
ETC's
off ETC.
at 1 health, gets shielded.
Wow. Good turnaround from Roll1 Esports there. Ooh, Sturge might also get picked off. Okay. Diablo just gonna...
I know I mentioned double support, just auto-winning team fights, but there's a lot of sustain on this Roll1 team. You know, Kael'thas, once he finishes his Globe Quest, which he's halfway through doing. Obviously, Misha and Rexar. Varian self-heals, and, you know, Diablo has his own sustain, too.
Rexar getting hit by the Immortal Stun.
Right now, they're burning this as 4.
Yeah, Kael'thas went bottom to
man.
push the wave and get a well tap off there, so they are going to have to back off and probably soak for 10. Teams, I don't think, are going to try for their bruiser camps here. Diablo almost getting picked off, gets speared by Imperius. Looks like he's going to get out fine.
Oh, what
Rexpa is... Ooh, okay. No flip coming from Diablo. He's out of mana.
Chunked.
So Rexpa able to cheat death there a little bit.
Kobe's caught, but he gets out.
Both teams, Roll1 especially, very close to level 10s here. They're both trying to stall. Unemployed Gaming really needs a pick. Misha doesn't really count.
Go down yet.
Rexar is also very nearly out of mana. Needs to be careful of a slide there.
One thing that does do is it does close the XP gap a little bit.
Diablo coming in with a flank. He does have the well tap off. ETC is pretty deep here.
Oh, I think
wall
ETC's gone.
He has no real way to go. Gets the root by ETC, or by Anduin.
No,
he gets out. Imperius is probably going to go down. They did get a lot of burn on this Immortal, though, with Vala being able to free hit on him. We do see the Power Blast. Almost finishes off ETC. Vala goes down in the back to Anduin. They're going to be able to steal the globes. That's a nice consolation prize.
So while Roll1 did win that fight really well, or win the fight, they did lose the
No,
Immortal.
Roll1... Oh, yeah, Roll1 lost the Immortal. You're right. Sorry. Tassadar should be fine to press E.
Sturge drops his ult, but he's got to drop ult to get out. That's a 100-second cooldown down, but that's probably fine.
Got to be careful of Diablo flip charges over the wall, of course. Always got to be wary of those whenever playing against Diablo. Looks like they're going to be able to clear this Immortal out. Might lose the fort for it. Ooh, Anduin's got to be real careful. Dodges the slide, kind of.
And Rex was coming in on Vala.
Nano
right at Velvet.
Vala
There's the
Q build is a little bit
and Vala with the solo
unusual,
kill.
but gets the job done there. ETC with a good slide onto Varian. He has Protect. Good living bombs going onto Rexpa again.
Another stun, and Rexpa's just securing the fort. Good simple call. So now they've taken 2
looks like they're going to invade this Bruiser camp even. Potentially. Rexpa needs to be a little careful here. He might fist check into a Diablo stun. Oh, Diablo's just going to Fire Stomp instead.
That is a full stealth Diablo, though.
Gets
so
living bombed.
He can do a little bit of funky things, but he doesn't have
Spreads
mana.
the living bomb to Tassadar.
There goes the Boars from
Tassadar
Rexar.
has to use E. Yeah, it looks like Vala's going to go down here. And Imperius is kind of stuck in the back line. Looks like they might pick off ETC even. On the bot side here, he's got a long way to go to get to safety.
Does Varian still have an
misses his stun. Rexar is probably going to have a Misha stun here in a second. Ooh, is able to slide out. Good sleep by Ana. Imperius now probably stuck.
Oh, and Kobe's caught out. Kobe drops his ult, and he's getting Pyroblast at the same time.
Flip from Diablo.
Does he get flipped? Yes, and he's dead.
So yeah, I think that was a really over-aggressive invade call on the side of Unemployed Gaming there, and Roll1 is able to turn it around and get the punish. They're probably going to go for bot camp right now. Meanwhile, Rexar is going to clear top.
Yeah, they really should have just gotten the siege camps. Ooh, but right now, Roll1 looks like they're going to go for both siege camps, maybe?
I think Rexar is just trying to sort of scout the top one. They probably want to trade out the Bruiser camp more so than the siege camp in this time, so both teams going to go ahead and do that.
He is also getting passive XP off this.
Beauty of Rexar, you can soak in 2 lanes, or 2 spaces at once. Not quite 2 lanes. So Roll1 does hit 13 here, but Unemployed Gaming not too far behind.
So far, Poe's finished 2 parts of Heist Queen quest. And he did go these
Kofi is in a rough spot here, right up against the wall, but Diablo not going to pull the trigger on the charge just yet.
And the Living Dawn spreads the Rexpa, so Rexpa's backing out. Rexpa's well out of the fight. Rexpa really needs 13.
ETC coming in with a slide, gets a 3-man mosh.
And there's the
just goes down to the Lightning Breath, though. Light Bomb coming in onto Ana. She's also getting burned down.
Rex was 1v1ing Big Beard, but no, he peels off. Now he's on
Velvet's
Velvet.
gonna go down.
Surge is in there. And Surge and Rex would turn
Zad
on Velvet.
doesn't have Pyroblast for another 10 seconds.
Take out Anduin?
Yeah.
Now Rex was getting turned on by Poe. Does Poe get out
I
of
don't
this?
think so. I think Rexbuzz has the chase down with the Q.
Does he needs
Okay.
2 more auto attacks? Nope.
If he had one more Q, he
Doesn't
could have
get it.
potentially gotten the bounce off the wall there and finished him off, but just gonna focus on the Immortal.
He landed the Q, but the parry saved. Poe landed about 3 good parries right there that saved him.
Yeah, that fight looked pretty solid for Roll1 Esports, but yeah, leaving the Vala alone is something you cannot do, or she will eventually just do too much damage and you'll not be able to keep up, really. So, Unemployed Gaming gonna win another Immortal.
And Rex was also finished his level. And also of note, Rex was also finished his puncturing arrow down at level 4. And worth noting that he did go Gloom, so that Pyroblast isn't quite as juicy on Vala anymore.
ETC has to be a little careful face checking into several CC. Ooh, missing the root. We have the Kel'Thas stun. There's Light Bomb.
And there's Light Bomb. I think
Oh,
he's...
Pyroblast gets interrupted
go down
because he
here?
was still in range of the
There's the
ETC
Boars.
boop.
ETC's still slowed.
Nano
Now he's
boost
no longer
Vala.
slowed.
Not really doing anything with it though. Imperius gets a
Imperius
spear.
lands a stun
Good
on
pull.
Vod.
Life grip from Anduin. More Kel'Thas stuns onto Imperius. He's gonna go down.
And there goes Imperius. He's down.
Yeah, meanwhile
problem
the
is
Immortal
top
is
lane,
just
they're
pushing
still
this whole time.
Done.
Gets the entire front keep wall and still has shield even, so this probably doesn't take the full keep, but it's gonna be pretty close.
It's gonna do about a third damage. Yeah, it looks like that's about where we're headed. Maybe even half. Ooh, that's about half.
So they're able to clear it. Unemployed Gaming gonna take the top
And
camp.
immediately Unemployed Gaming is on top camp.
Yep, bot camp respawns in about 5 seconds. Bruiser camps are about a minute after that. Roll1 Esports still slightly ahead for 16, but by no means would I describe that as a lead. And they are quite behind the structures now. Big Beard's got to be real careful.
They're ganking Beard.
Yep,
Beard's
showing
way
on
up
the
there.
wave is really rough when you don't
He
see
gets
the
power
other
slided, and he gets W'd.
the other team.
And he's just gone.
He has gone through all 5 stages of grief. He's at acceptance.
And now there's... And now Unemployed Gaming is just going straight for the camp. Take it, it's free. I wonder, are they going to try to take this wall bot? I do think they have time to do that. And it does look like Roll1's going to the top of the map, so they could even push for even more than that.
Got to clear out this top camp. Don't want to lose the keep from it. They still have a wall bot lane, so they are going to be able to probably defend that without losing the keep too immediately.
It is worth noting right now that Rock is at full stall.
A little bit.
He's playing pretty far
They're
out.
looking for a gank on Kel'Thas. He does get slid. Knockbacked in. The spear misses on the side of Imperius. Light Bomb comes out.
Zed got hit forward.
Looks like everybody's going to get out safely.
That is Anduin pull down, though. So far, the only cooldowns that look to be missing this fight will be Light Bomb and Anduin pull. Every other significant cooldown is going to be up for both teams.
They're going to go ahead and clear out the bot lane siege camp on the side of Roll1. Meanwhile, Unemployed Gaming is going to pick up their Shaman camp again. And I believe Unemployed Gaming has won either 2 or 3 of the last Immortals. So, yeah, they definitely are having the stronger race, I think.
Unless there was 3. I'm pretty sure there were only 2.
And it looks like they're winning this halftime.
Chat's probably going to flame me if I'm wrong.
So, Roll1 Esports might try and pick up their Bruiser camp in this halftime. Or they might just get ready to try and defend it. They are going to have to defend a little bit of a Shaman camp at some point here if this goes on too long. So, stalling isn't in their best interest exactly. Imperius gets picked, flipped on the stun, gets stunned, pops his ult. Mosh hitting the full back line.
There's a 3-man Mosh on the back end. Kovi's looking for a stun, but he doesn't have
spear. And Nanoed Vala is just
ETC's caught. ETC's getting chunked. Rock's
melting
getting chunked.
Diablo.
Rock's down. Rock's going to come back because he has souls. Poe's chunked.
Yeah, Imperius still chunked.
But now Kovi's getting turned on.
Really pressured here.
Rexpa's chunked too. Is Rexpa going to turn on this? Is Rexpa going to kill Poe?
Trying to finish off Rexpa.
Poe's low.
Ooh, Rexpa's really low. Okay, good boot by ETC to cancel the flip by ETC. Poe finishing off Imperius. ETC going down over the Immortal.
Bridge to Nowhere is getting caught off. And Imperius
they might even be able to get Tassadar or Ana here. Misha's pretty close. Misha almost having a stun or Diablo stun flip. Oh, they don't really... They call it off. Meanwhile, Vala's trying to race to finish off the Immortal. They don't They don't even
Now
realize
she's
it, it
running.
seems like. He backed off. He almost could have
Kael'thas
finished
doesn't
that
see it.
off. They weren't even looking for him until now.
Oh man, he's got to run.
He's got the
he's
double
staying
Qs.
there. He's
Ooh,
dead.
he gets
he's
flipped.
Dead.
The root
He's
misses.
dead.
Yeah, he should die here. Okay.
But Sturgis is gonna win.
Rexpa
Looks
almost
like
pulling off a miracle play to save the Immortal there, but doesn't quite get it. Testadar has to use his E here. He might get found by a Misha stun or a Diablo charge here. Kael'thas is in range. He gets stunned.
He's caught unless he pops
There's
ult.
the flip.
No, he doesn't have ult. This should be Sturgis going down. Yep.
Finishing him off there.
And that's Testadar. Wow, and so what started with a great fight with the Diablo kill turned into disaster there for Unemployed Gaming. It looked like they were on their way to cruise to third Immortal, and they just lost it. The good thing is that they did push this lane in bottom.
Yeah, that
with
Bruiser
the
camp
siege camp.
almost got the bot keep
keep
for sure.
Right now, the best thing going for them is that they win a team fight hard. They basically win the game because 2 keeps are
Yeah, with
almost
Testadar
zero
dead for
health.
20 seconds, though, I think they just have to back up and give the fort entirely. I don't think they can risk getting picked off. Kofi's standing in front of walls
really
with
far
no
out.
fear in the world. Okay.
Kobe's getting focused
DC
by Rexar,
gets flipped,
but no one
but is
else
able to
on
slide
the,
out.
No one else on
Kofi,
Roll1.
I think, still is
Kobe's
playing with his
Okay,
life
now
here.
out.
He's
a little bit of target focus problems on Roll1
playing
right
a
there.
dangerous game.
I think if Rock turned up towards Kobe, they would have
DTC
gotten
looking
that kill
for a
off
flank
wall
here.
bang
He
if
does have
had it.
Mosh up, so he's been
Every
getting those
cooldown's
backline
up.
Moshes.
Oh, but meanwhile,
This
Kobe
looks
got
like a
caught out
4-man
again,
mosh.
and he's
Okay,
gonna get
only
stuck
3.
by the
Kael'thas
Immortal.
was able to get out. They do get the interrupts.
Great light bomb.
Good lightning
and
breath.
Kobe's down, and his bridge.
They
to
do have
death gonna
the
go down.
Pyroblast going on to
And he is, and he's
Rexpa.
down, and Rexpa
Ooh,
got
he
burst.
does get the Gloom.
Oh, the Testadar shield
He
saves
gets
him, but
stunned
he's
by
oh, and the flip,
Diablo.
the flip.
Okay. Sturge is also very low. Oh, Big Beard not able to finish him off. Rexpa still
Misha's
extremely
down.
low here in this fight. Almost going down to that living bomb.
I think this is end.
Oh,
that's
Rexpa's gonna go
Sturge
down. He gets
Pose
flipped.
on
Oh,
core.
Sleep comes in, saves him from
This
Diablo.
is Varian on
He
core.
still
Varian on
dies.
core is a fierce monster, and that's Ball
Wow.
down. And Roll1
Pulling out the
Esports
2-0.
is gonna pull out the 2-0 upset, not just the upset, the 2-0 upset over a 1 seed. Are you
That
kidding
was
me?
not what I expected at all from this matchup.
Wow.
Roll1. They came to play in playoffs. Teams better watch out.
Wow.
All right then. Taking out the 1 seed. That's making a statement to start off the playoffs.
I think that makes them the 1 seed. I think that makes them the 1
It's
seed.
the crown, the Game of Thrones has begun. Wow.
Yeah,
Vala putting out huge
they're not
damage that
rolling
game.
anymore, they're rolling 1.
And also still kind of being the main liability, I would say, in terms of winning or losing fights. Like, the aggressive positioning was able to get a lot of turnaround kills in those fights and did get a lot of good Immortal pressure, but was also able to get chunked out and picked off several times.
Man, they again, like, that fight on the 3rd objective, they started out, they were losing, they lost Diablo. Diablo died, came back with souls. You know, what started as disaster, they're really low on health too. They just turned it around. You know, they landed a couple good CC, they got a kill, they got another kill almost immediately. And then, you know, Unemployed Gaming just sort of got panicked and stuck in a bad spot, and just deaths keep happening and happening and happening, and they just staggered over and over. And Roll1 just hard rolled that. They were way down in structures. I don't think they took a fort wall up to that point. And then they just take the whole bottom lane. That was
So John, you're an offlane player. Tell me what you think of Rexar's soak amount compared to anyone on the side of Unemployed Gaming.
I was focused on that the whole time. I was like,
that
man,
is
that
that
was
is almost
really
the
keeping 'em in
biggest
game that
disparity
next-
I've seen in a competitive game in a long time. I think 9,000 more soak than anyone on the other team. I mean, he's like more than 2 people himself, and the rest of his team got plenty of soak as well.
The only type of heroes I usually see that kind of soak disparity on is a Vikings, an Abathur, and maybe like a Dahaka. I had another one too that I'm forgetting now. Oh, let's see, Vikings, Abathur. Yeah, just those 3. Oh, Junkrat too.
All right.
Man, that was so, like, that was a very close game. Like, honestly, Unemployed Gaming was like really controlling it, and then just that fight, everything changed.
I'm gonna go hop over into lobby 2, and we got Rock Your World coming in for an interview. Well, there's Velvet. How's it going?
Hello. Oh,
Are
it's
you our
pretty good.
interview subject
How you
here?
doing?
Or is Rock coming as well?
Yeah, I
okay.
rolled a 1.
Makes sense.
So. No, we always roll dice at the end to see who has to do it. Closest one to 1.
That is very on
Well,
brand.
you guys did roll. You did roll 1 in the matchup.
There you go.
You were facing the 1 seed, and you not only won, you 2-0'd them. I can't think of. I've been involved in NGS since season 3. I've been watching since at least season 2. I can't think of a single time this has happened in the first round. How does it feel doing? I'm sure it's not the first one, but doing a seemingly impossible upset.
Okay, so I actually think this team had our number. The scheduling circumstances led to them having to play with subs, and they lost one of their good players, I think, for the night, and that led to the circumstances for tonight. But you know, we won, so I'm not going to try to take that away from us. But I do think this team had our number, had they had all of their 5 main people.
I mean, I can say from personal experience, it does feel a little bit, less genuine and less good to beat a team when they're using subs. It just kind of makes it feel a little bit soured. It's bittersweet is maybe the correct term for it, all around. But like you said, I do think you should still you get all the respect you've earned there. So
yes, I'm not going to take it away from us. We worked, we planned a lot for tonight, and we even had a sub step in for a bit because one of our mains, Juaniba, couldn't play for the first couple games, and she was actually there for the second game in time, but she said, "No, Poe's doing well, just let him keep going." So.
All right, well, I'll start it off with game 1 here, Infernal Shrines. That was your guys' map pick. I think we both kind of both of you each knew on both sides, according to Rocky World doing those map bans or whatever, that you both had kind of scouted each other, going into it. You both kind of knew roughly what the opponent was going to ban and what they were going to pick. Kind of, I think you guys were matched up pretty evenly there in terms of knowing what each was going on and going to do there. I guess talk me through that draft and what you guys had a plan going into that to try and play into them.
Well, I'm not the person to talk about drafting, but our main draft plan was pretty clear with our bans. We knew that this team liked Sylvanas. We knew they liked heroes like Ragnaros and Greymane. So game 1 was target those 2 to make sure they didn't get them for the objectives, and then get our comfort picks for the most part. I was honestly surprised they let me get Anduin.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, I called you the MVP after game 1.
Oh, thank you.
I called you the clear MVP. Let me correct that.
I only picked him up a couple weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago now, and he's quickly become my favorite hero. I've been spamming him.
Yeah, you definitely had several pulls in both games where they were just, I mean, life-saving is like the only term for it. Just straight up.
Yeah, a comment I made was, I think your worst pull was at worst borderline great on the first game. Second game was a lot more chaotic because that was just
yes. So second game, I believe they chose first pick again. So you guys had map pick for the second game.
Yeah.
And that draft was a little bit interesting because BOE, I think both teams have, I wouldn't say a favor on mages, but you both play several of them. Orphea, Kael'thas, Li Ming, Jaina, and we saw some of those get picked and some of them get banned. So it seemed like, especially with them taking, and then Greymane being banned, Vala being banned, that it seems like the hero pools were getting very choked out there, and the Varian was surprising to me, especially in draft. Was that partly you guys kind of thinking, well, we got to pick something. What do we even have left that we can play? Or was it a counter pick, or what?
It was a counter pick, but it was a flex pick based on Poe's hero pool. He does play a lot of Varian for fun, especially in quick matches, but we figured the shield talent at 13, I think.
The Shattering Throw.
Yep. Would be helpful. Yeah, especially into the and it did prove pretty helpful. Once we started making sure to know where Rexpo was at all times, because Rexpo's a really good player, and we wanted to make sure we kept an eye on his flanks. But as long as we knew where he was and Varian could throw a Shattering on him, then the Tassadar wasn't actually benefiting the hyper carry, and then we could just throw a Kael'thas AoE on it, and Valis, I know she got her health buff, but not that much, so she blew up.
Yeah, and on Epirus as well with his shield ult as well, pretty useful there.
Yeah, that was really good. So we it was just a good pivot, and it was last second too. Like, you should have heard the comms during that draft, because we got to that point, and it was like 9 seconds left, and someone calls Varian and goes, "What? Yeah, go Varian right now." Okay, sure.
I've been in those situations before, and I think it's good to be able to have the trust in your team where you guys can say, we know it's gonna be weird. We're just gonna do it anyway, and we trust in it. So I think that's
I will say, if you notice that at the end of that game, you guys had like 2 keeps below half health. They had like walls up for it. That Varian push was really just that melted structures.
Yeah, honestly, there were multiple times where we were like, this is not going well. This is like, Rock's really good at being our Rock. He'll settle us into a groove and be like, okay, let's just do this now instead. Let's look for this now instead.
Yeah, it seemed like you guys had several fights where it looks like things were going pretty well, and then somehow it was like 2 or 3 Immortals in a row where they were just able to eke them out, and you guys were having to play on the defensive, and the structures were slowly getting whittled down and down and down, and there wasn't very many left at the very end there. So, but you guys were able to win that last one, so that definitely kind of sealed the game, I would say. I don't think I have any other main questions. Go ahead.
I have a couple. So during that game 1, obviously, like you guys were generally, I don't know if you guys know this, but you won with less kills. I think it was 8-10. Game 2 you won with more kills, but it felt like game 2, like, it felt like both teams were fighting a war on 2 fronts. Like there were like 2 team fights happening at the same time that were like 2v2 or 3v2 or something like that. Did that feel a lot hard? I looked like you were having a hard time keeping track of who to heal.
There was a moment there. I definitely get a lot of anxiety personally. Like, I don't always admit this, but I might as well. So I took a break partway through the season because I was having trouble with anxiety issues, and I took a 2-week break off. So sometimes I'll get jitters when I'm playing. And I definitely like fat-fingered my Q button, which cancels Anduin's Q. So that was a moment. There was a couple moments during that game where I was like, "Oop, whoops," kind of thing, and I was getting excited, and my, your adrenaline started
getting the jitters. Yep.
in, and you're having a lot of fun. You're getting the jitters. So I was I had to calm myself down, and by the end fight there, I had managed to get myself. I did some breathing, and it worked out. So, but yeah, I definitely had a moment where like, okay, am I healing Varian? Am I healing our tank? Wait, no, Rexpa's on Zad in the back line. Okay, hang on. So I was struggling for a moment there.
Yeah, it's okay. We're struggling to call it because I was like, oh, this guy's almost dead. Oh,
yeah,
this guy's almost dead. Oh, wait, no, this guy lives. Wait, this guy lives. This
Those team fights were pretty crazy.
There was one team fight where I said screw it, and I light bombed myself and walked into the 2 frontliners to just peel. I was like, God, I can't keep everyone off everyone. So yeah.
And then the last question, well, maybe the last question I have is that last team fight. It was really kind of wonky because it kind of lasted like 2.5 minutes if you think about it. But
yeah,
you lost Diablo, and then they engaged, and you all turned on them, and you got kills. What were the comms and the mindset like when you guys were going through that process of, hey, we lost Diablo, he's coming back with souls. Let's turn on them because they're blowing all their buttons.
That sounds about the that you just.
No, like was anyone like yelling anything? Like was. And how did as the fight progressed, you started winning more, and then you won the objective, and they kept dying. Like, what was comms like?
A lot of like calling out cooldowns, calling out back up, play safe, hold on, wait, and then Rock calls, okay, I'm here, I'm going. Oh, and then he'd call, I think it was who was the first one we went on. Was it Imperius or ETC? It was ETC, right?
They both died at like the same time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think it was ETC was the call.
So yes.
And so he said, okay, ETC, and we all just pounce on that. And from there, it turned into pogo race, and 3 of us are chasing at the same time. And someone calls, don't chase. And yeah, it was kind of messy. The Tacit are coming back in, I think. He came back in and then ended up dying in a chase. I can't remember, but it was messy.
Yeah, you got that kill in the Vala, I think at the same... Did the Vala die? Rio, I can't remember.
Eventually got found by
Vala died at the same time.
and friends. After trying to sneak the Immortal.
Yeah, and then that push. What were the calls on the push? I know I said it was the fight, but really, I kind of consider all that the final fight.
Um, we wanted to keep,
Right?
as far as I know, and the calls were to focus. I think Rock said something like, "Okay, I'm looking." When Rock says he's looking, it means he's looking for a specific pick on anyone standing out. So then we all just try to wait for something to happen. Uh, if he calls it off, he'll say something like, "Okay, going building," or something like that. So uh, I don't know. Our comms never really change. I don't think there's ever a situation where our comms are different from like one situation to another. It's usually Rock calling out picks, me calling out cooldowns, and going from there. Yeah.
But was there like a pickup of? I'm sure there was a pickup of like excitement as you got more kills. You're like, wait, we're not just winning the objective. We're getting to keep. And then you're like, wait, we're not just getting keep. We're getting to core. Did it start
Yeah.
really picking up?
I don't know. I guess. I don't think. I don't think we really call the same like that. Like we'll talk the same intensity that we are if we're winning or we're losing, unless it's like really bad, and then we all get mopey. But you know, like when it's going really rough, we start talking differently. Like we like to start talking about what went wrong, I guess. Look out for this. This is happening here, kind of thing. Zad and Rock did a really good thing in game 1 where they identified Rexpa flanking with Jaina all the time. So yeah, I don't know. Our comms, I don't know. I'm one of the quieter players, not in that I don't call stuff. I call my own cooldowns a lot and where positions are, but
Yeah, it sounds like, I mean, your team is basically led from the tank position there, pretty much, So
yeah, I'll call all of us will give input on macro, but Rock has the final say. If he calls it off, we go somewhere
gotcha.
else. So
All right.
And then lastly, how much did you pop off when you won as a team?
oh, we all had a cheer. Yeah, for sure.
Of course.
The beating a team that beat us 2-0 was kind of cool. So that was a big moment. And I honestly thought our season was over tonight anyways, because we came into this thinking we'd probably lose. So it was kind of, oh, we could win this, and then, oh, we are winning this. So yeah.
Pleasant surprise. All right. Well, any shout-outs you have? The floor is yours. You've earned it.
Shout out to the other team. One of them played when there was the potential. I don't know how he's doing, but there was a possible he's in the hurricane path. So shout out to him and hope he's safe. I shouldn't assume he or she is safe. I don't know. But and to the other team for finally getting our schedules in order. I know it was crazy because of the late release on the schedules. So both teams were like, oh my goodness. And to you guys for casting, and to the NGS for running the league, and to my own teammates for sticking this out. And we're going through another season. I can't believe we've done this like 2 years of this or whatever. So
yeah, I think John was saying at the start here that you guys were the first team he ever scrimmed like 2 years ago or something. So
I think I said it before the cast.
That sounds accurate, actually. Yeah.
And I still remember killing that core at 0 health. I died.
He's moved on to greater and better things, and here we are, still a bunch of low diamond plebs. So.
Hey, I'm in heroic div. That's as bottom as I get. There's no scouting there. You guys are scouting so hard. I'm like, man, my head hurts.
All right.
Oh no.
Well, sounds good. Congratulations on your victory. Excellent upset.
You rolled the 1 and you won with it.
You were on brand.
Perfect.
And yeah, have a good night.
You too.
All right. John, give your shoutouts. Where can people find you? Where are you on the internet? Whatever.
Where is anyone on the internet? You can find me on Twitter at JK1Hots. You can find me on Twitch on JohnKnight1. And you can find me in Discord at JohnKnight1 too, I guess. And also you can catch my team.
Yeah, when are you playing this week?
Our newly sponsored team, baby. Broken Alliance Gaming, back and hot. Top of heroic div. I don't know how I'm doing that. I guess I'm just letting Mason carry me.
I heard apparently.
I think our next match is on.
Zinaris on Keanu Reeves was calling you out in his interview earlier today, so.
Oh, we know something about playing with Zinaris. But yeah, our next match is Arrow's gonna be casting our next match on Saturday at 6
Pacific
p.m.
time. Yep.
Arrow, aka Mr. I Cast Everything.
So, yep, they are playing Celeb
Man,
Gaming,
that,
so that'll be a very, very
yeah,
good matchup to
number one
watch.
versus the defending champs. So that's gonna be fun. And Rio, where can they
I am
find you
Ryokai
at?
everywhere. On Twitch, Twitter, Reddit, Discord. I think those are the main ones. YouTube, I guess. It's probably most of them. I am also...
Oh, I forgot my YouTube is also
Okay.
John. There we go.
I am also in NGS playing on Team Rewind. We are the first seed in Div A going into playoffs. I don't think or know that we've scheduled our matchup yet. Well, because we don't have the bracket yet. So that'll come out on Sunday, I think, and then we'll figure it out from there. But I'll be playing eventually. Look out for me. I'll probably be streaming it, POV streaming it, potentially. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, at undetermined future time, catch me playing HOTS. Alright. Thank you, everybody, for showing up to the stream and watching. First time doing a cast. Thank you, John, for co-casting with me. Thank you to the teams.
Congrats to Roll1
yeah.
and good season Unemployed Gaming. I know it didn't out where you wanted, but hey.
Yeah, I'm excited to see
season.
more games from Roll1, see if they can keep it going in playoffs here. So.
And Div B West is now like wide open. You know, Div B is.
Honestly, I think every div is wide open now.
Stronger.
Like, I don't even know what to think anymore.
I refuse to think Heroic's wide open.
All right.
But yeah, Div B. I don't know. Div B's. You know, everyone. I keep hearing whisper. Hey, Div B West way better than Div B East. Now you lost your top tier team. Who's gonna step up and claim the throne from Div B West and challenge the Div B East?
You'll have to catch the games to find out.
It's gonna be a. Ooh.
And
that's the cliffhanger.
You can also find me, by the way, on Nexus Edge. That way we're doing playoff prediction shows and stuff like that. Fun time over there with Wono, Ziltoid, Arthnow, Turd Herder, Mongoose, other random guest people. That goes up every Wednesday on the Nexus Gaming Series Twitch page and on YouTube. And yeah, that's all I got. Cool. I think that is where we will be done for tonight. Again, thanks everybody for coming to hang out. Appreciate this support. See you later.